Welcome to Fright Night.
What do we get from the light of the sun?
A nasty burn, now isn't that fun?
Swim in the ocean, run on the beach,
Drown in the surf and blood like a leech.
we have no time for merrymaking. Chop off the head for badness sake, sell for a limb, batter and bake. Nasty spells of bubonic night, come close and see what's hidden from sight. Something festering in my bed bugs dancing on my head, ever offends and makes you scream. I want to die on Halloween.
Hey everybody, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Spooky Dan, and let's talk spooky movies. Welcome to my fourth and final week of my Halloween special. Let's not waste any more time and get her done.
I want to die on Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, I want to die on Halloween.
Under the bridge of goblin weights, she never sleeps or hesitates.
This creature feature takes place in a dive bar that is suddenly attacked by hostile monsters that kill off the patrons one by one. Oh yeah, this was a whole hell of a lot of fun. It knows exactly what it is, isn't trying to be anything more, isn't trying to make any points, it's just a good old-fashioned creature feature with a sense of humor. From the very opening, I knew this was gonna be a good time. I mean, slapping character descriptors, not names, aside from Jason Mewes, already surpassed expectations. Clearly, this isn't about getting invested in anything other than the comedy and soon the violence. There's no buildup either. A rando dude waltzes in out of nowhere with the severed head of an unknown creature, gives everyone all the necessary info, is given the title Hero, and then promptly dies. They even kill this kid a few minutes later, letting the audience know that no one is safe. Yeah, okay, some characters are quite annoying, like Beer Guy, who is your prototypical hysterical panicking person who gets people killed. Some characters don't react like they should given the circumstances, and there are small bouts of boredom where everyone is taking too long to figure out their next plan. But I can't deny that this is nitpicking of the highest order. With all that said, this is a goofy, gory time, it knows it, and I reveled in it. Do not go into this expecting the biggest shrieks and creeps. It is a big old block of cheese, but that's what I love about it. Makes me want to check out the sequels too. Bet they're not as good though. My honest rating for Feast, a strong 4 out of 5.
All I do know is that these fuckers are fast, nasty, and hungry.
Tell me a story full of betrayal, a headless horseman covered with snails.
Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman are a couple that hunker down for the night in a remote vacation home and try to patch things up after she rejected his marriage proposal. Their night is interrupted when 3 masked psychos arrive with the intent to kill them. Considering I'm not the biggest fan of this series, I don't think I was ever going to enjoy the movie that started it all. Still, I have to admit, this is the best one. Something about the characters worked for me. I love Tyler and I like Speedman. I like that there's a different kind of tension between them. They're not obnoxiously in love like the couple in Chapter 1, nor is there generic familial tension like in Prey at Night. Nothing is done especially creatively with their rocky relationship, none at all actually. But I guess I bought the performances enough to sell these characters. I just wish they were a lot smarter, as some scenes get really cliched with how stupid they can get. I do like some shots that rely on atmosphere and the air of mystery surrounding the masked killers, even though there are moments of, why aren't they doing anything? Some scenes and plot beats play out so predictably that it's almost embarrassing, and the ending is unpleasant. I always felt like The Strangers had the potential to be a better set of films than they actually are. Like I said, this may be the best one, but this series as a whole it's just not good, and I don't know why another one is being made. My honest rating for The Strangers, a 3 out of 5.
Is Tamara here?
No. No, you got the wrong house.
Follow the path of sleepless nights. Feels so good to have a bad fright.
Set on a college campus, a slasher killer starts killing people based on urban legends, and it's up to a shy student to not only survive, but to figure out who the killer is. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but god damn, is it forgettable. There's a good idea here. Take urban legends and use that as the foundation for a slasher killer. Cool. Now just make the killer have a decent look to stand out from the other icons, and you have a recipe for something that could be pretty memorable. Well, it fails. Decapitation in the back of a car, hanging, choking, there's nothing that stands out. The myth about eating a breath mint, then drinking a Coke, making your stomach explode, where was that death? Trick or treat, razor blades, and apples? Come on, man! This shit writes itself, and these filmmakers chose the most boring ways to kill co-eds. It is a trip to see baby-faced Tara Reid, Jared Leto, and Alicia Witt. And can we just admit that the only reason why Joshua Jackson was killed was because he went blonde? Bad Mighty Duck. Stick to the flying V, you poser! Laps Charlie, right now. It's an otherwise forgettable affair. How this managed to squeeze out sequels is beyond me, and I don't blame anyone for canceling the reboot. Such a shame for a decent idea. I have nothing to add. It's lame. Moving on. My honest rating for Urban Legend, a 2 out of 5.
As I said, class, this story is nothing but an urban legend.
Ain't no witch who's big as a whale, covered with boils, wrinkled and pale.
Two cousins, one of them being a shy and quiet girl, go to a shady summer camp when all of a sudden, both adults and kids are being killed off one by one. Definitely had to watch this through a certain lens, but once the credits started rolling, I gotta say it, guys, I think this is a hidden gem of 80s slashers. Make no mistake, this is goofy. You have some of the most bizarre acting and writing that would take me forever to wrap my head around. But the two that stand firm in my head is the hammy-ass acting from the mom character, who seriously should have been a cartoon for how animated and try-hard she was being in her weirdness. And then the blatant pedo who refers to children as baldies. Oh my god, this movie is unhinged. I know some early criticisms were that it felt too similar to Friday the 13th, and yes, that is true. But the ending more than makes up for it. And if I wasn't already familiar with the meme face, I think I would have been genuinely surprised. It doesn't always make sense, and shit happens for the sake of happening, but when you lose yourself in the campy tone, I would say this is a genuinely fun ride for slasher enthusiasts. I can see why it took some time for it to be popular though. But I do want to check out the sequels next year, but in the meantime, I really like this one. My honest rating for Sleepaway Camp, a strong 4 out of 5.
Something raging down the hall. Watch your step, you'll have a great fall.
A young man arrives in New York City carrying a box that holds a dangerous, monstrous creature that sets out to kill specific doctors. There's something there. I feel like if they put just a little more effort into the more dramatic side of things, I legit feel like this could have been one of the greatest horror films ever made. This is definitely a B movie, though on the higher quality side, simply for the incredible puppet work on Belial. The acting isn't very good, almost exclusively over the top, which does admittedly add to the fun sometimes. Though some shots do linger a bit too long, but maybe that was the style of the time. The only reason why this comes across as slightly disappointing is because there does seem to be some compelling drama thrown in, inadvertently making it more interesting than it needed to be or intended to be. Belial was removed from Dwayne without his consent, forced by his father, as well as the doctors that didn't exercise a shred of compassion. It's a twisted revenge story with moral ambiguity. On top of that, Dwayne begins to see his life beyond his own selfish desires for vengeance and live an easy life with someone special. And because of his connection to Dwayne, Belial has his own desires as well, though twisted by his own madness, so it's no surprise that things end the way they do. Too bad the rest of the movie isn't as serious. I liked it for its possible unintended ambition. No matter how you dice it, it is still a fun, low-budge horror flick. But I just feel like it could have been so much more. My honest rating for Basket Case, a 4 out of 5.
I know a sight that will make you scream, I want to die on Halloween!
A restaurant owner makes a deal with a deformed mutant family to kill the husband of the woman that he's sleeping with. Eventually, they pit their wits against each other to get out of debt with one another. It took its sweet time getting to where it needed to go, but once it did, oh my god, this is the sleaziest, most enjoyable ride of all time. There are so many sex scenes. I guess if your female cast is predominantly porn stars, then you're probably going to exploit what they're comfortable with. Seriously, I'm not convinced that this isn't a low-key softcore porno. The story is what it is. Everyone trying to outsmart one another. This hick dude outsmarting Myron, who is literally all brain, definitely feels like it undermines the intelligence he's supposed to have. But the performance out of J.W. Para was so smarmy and pretentious that I couldn't help but love him as he was losing his cool. But really, the performances out of everyone was pretty charming. Blake Adams really sold it as the hick dude with a few tricks up his sleeve to keep Myron irritated, and Gordon Jennison Noyce was despicably fun, constantly calling Jacqueline Lovell fat. Ain't no heroes in this here movie. I adored this, and maybe just condense the beginning a little bit. That's literally my only criticism. Beyond that though, I'm gonna say it, this is one of the unsung greatest B-horror movies of the 90s. My honest rating for Head of the Family, a strong 4 out of 5.
I'm pardon the expression, the head of the family.
Halloween, oftentimes we're better off dead when we wake the scourgers red.
After her longtime actress friend Meryl Streep steals her husband, Dr. Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn seeks revenge by seducing Bruce back and convincing him to kill Meryl, right as she took a magic potion that makes her immortal. This was cute and kind of funny. And really impressive when you consider when this came out. About the only real downside is that the movie doesn't truly hit the reason why we'd all be here until toward the end of the second act. Immortal Streep and Hawn fighting each other like this is the shit you make the highlight of the entire runtime, not just a couple of scenes. But then again, that's the action junkie and me talking. The action I want is replaced by some of the most animated acting out of Bruce Willis I've ever seen. Seriously, he missed his calling as a cartoon character who stole the show as the nervous wreck. Streep is deliciously devious, and Hawn is hilarious, having some of the most impressive practical effects that you will never see again in a comedy in the 2020s. Hard to believe that this is a Robert Zemeckis film. Pre-Forrest Gump, post Back to the Future. But as far as slapstick body horror comedies go, this was so much fun, and honestly, I am so glad that I saw it. My honest rating for Death Becomes Her, a strong 4 out of 5.
What are you two talking about?
The potion.
What potion?
How much did you have? Everything I had, and that was cheap.
Scourgers red, there is no way to leave this room. Put on a hat and strap on a broom.
A young woman and a bunch of other people are invited to an early screening of a horror movie. Little do they know that this movie is demonic, and audience members become demons themselves and hunt the survivors. I can't believe I'm saying this. I never thought I'd live to see the day. But I think I just found my favorite film by Dario Argento. Holy fucking shit, this was awesome! I definitely wasn't sure about it at first, as it starts off pretty boring, minus this dude and his cool-ass metal plating on his face. But as soon as we get our first demon and the killing spree starts, that's when shit kicks into high gear. A big part of it was the soundtrack. Look at this list of artists: Motley Crue, Scorpions, Billy Idol, and I fucking knew it, that was metal in there. Except in Saxon. Dario, you metalhead son of a bitch. I didn't know you had it in you. A part of me thinks this was put in there because metal was seen as demonic by the conservative idiots out there and was intended to add to the horror, but inadvertently made it badass. Beyond that, the makeup is wonderful. The characters are charmingly hammy, with Bobby Rhodes as Tommy absolutely stealing the show, and an over-the-top ending that had me smiling and cheering all the way through, wondering how this isn't celebrated more in the modern day of cult films. That's it. This is one of them. This is gonna be one of my yearly Halloween watches. It has to be. It is so badass and so entertaining. My honest rating for Demons, a 5 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that like or dislike button. All engagement is welcomed. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. And as always, have a great night. Stay safe and healthy out there. Happy Halloween, and hope to see you soon.
The window, follow the path, the sleepless night. Feels so good to have a bad fright. I know a sight that will make you scream. I want to die on Halloween. 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 I want to die on Halloween.